China's once unquestioned dominance on the global stage is faltering. For decades, nations hesitated to confront the Eastern superpower, wary of the havoc it could wreak on the global economy. Yet, President Donald Trump has done just that, and the results are striking. China is increasingly sidelined as countries worldwide pivot toward negotiations with the United States rather than aligning with Beijing. "They've gotten a bit out of control," Trump remarked, addressing China's actions. "They're loud, a little anxious, not like champions. We've got a big job to do, and no president would do what I've done. They wouldn't. It had to be done." He pointed to systemic trade imbalances, not only with China, but globally, noting, "China's been the biggest abuser in history. Someone had to stop it. It's unsustainable." Last year, China reaped $1 trillion from trade with the U.S., a disparity Trump deems unacceptable. Without global backing, experts suggest China may face a new era of economic conflict. Analysts argue Beijing will soon be compelled to negotiate, as its economy heavily relies on exports to the U.S. and the West. Since joining the World Trade Organization, China has built its industrial strategy on selling manipulated, heavily subsidized goods into the American market. This is a deliberate strategy to dump goods, eliminate American steel, aluminum, and core defense industries, making the U.S. dependent on China, one commentator observed. Trump, however, has proven unyielding. For the first time, China faces a U.S. president who won't be intimidated or coerced, one who stands firm on our essential security needs, the commentator added. Analyst Gennaro emphasized China's reliance on the U.S. market, stating, "They can talk tough, but we can rally nations like Taiwan, Vietnam, North Korea, and South Korea to cooperate with us." While China may attempt to strong-arm its partners, its need for Western markets is undeniable. Financial indices reflect this shift, with markets surging and the FP index dropping only 7% this year, a minor dip in the face of such upheaval. Without access to the U.S., the world's leading consumer market, China faces a shrinking pool of buyers. Europe's demand is contracting due to declining birth rates, and domestic economic pain risks mass layoffs, threatening Beijing's grip on power. To avoid chaos, the U.S. must counter China's ambitions through deft diplomacy, not force. Asia, sensing opportunity, is lining up to strike deals with Washington, giving Trump leverage to reshape not just trade, but history itself. Treasury Secretary Benit underscored Trump's calculated approach. This was his strategy from the start. He's put China in a tough spot. They've shown the world their true colors. The U.S. is ready to collaborate with allies and trade partners, urging them not to retaliate. "Don't escalate, and things will work out," Benit advised. Not all agree, however. Worldview Today's Richard Quest offered a counterview, suggesting Trump may have yielded under pressure. This afternoon, the White House essentially said Trump, Scott, BST, and Hounick expressed regret and issued a heartfelt statement, Quest noted, pointing to market strain as bond yields falter and stocks dip. Yet, he conceded China's challenge. If they can't sell to the U.S., they'll flood markets in Australia, the EU, and Southeast Asia, creating direct competition. China's tariff burden, now at 125%, could climb further if Beijing retaliates. Meanwhile, Australia's 10% tariff remains a global baseline, unchanged for 90 days, except for China. Democrats, led by figures like Elizabeth Warren, criticized Trump's tariffs, arguing they've slowed U.S. investment and sown economic chaos. Yet with 75 nations eager to negotiate with Trump, the claim of disorder is contested. As tensions rise, China's outreach to Australia for an anti-U.S. alliance was swiftly rebuffed, signaling Beijing's growing isolation. Worldview Today will continue to monitor this unfolding global realignment.